Hey guys, how's it going? It's Eli, and that's right, you read the title. I'm coming at you, me, giving my thoughts on the recent announcement made by Disney on their next upcoming feature films. You know, from Disney, Pixar, live-action films like Marvel, Star Wars, you name it. Yeah, so their next line of movies, because recently they made the announcements on when these upcoming films are, going to be released. We finally got year dates when they're coming out, and some, like, we got some release dates, when they're coming out, the next upcoming years and such, So yeah, and I'm here to give my thoughts on the recent announcement that Disney made, as I've explained. Yeah, so, and I've made a couple of past videos talking about, these planned upcoming films, like, we're getting a Toy Story 5, we're getting a Zootopia 2, we're getting a Frozen 3, and in addition, Frozen 4. So, yeah. And as of now, because not only do we have official year dates when these upcoming films are coming out, but a couple of other new films will be coming as well. Yeah, and one of them, and as you can see with the green screen backdrop, one of these characters, well, is getting a sequel. And I don't think anybody expected this, and might as well go ahead and start with that first. Moana 2. Yeah, this was a big/huge surprise recently. Nobody, not including me, I mean everybody did not see this coming, that, as of this year and later this year, around, the fall, we're going to be getting a sequel to Moana. It's pretty exciting, because I of course saw the teaser trailer, the announcement for Moana 2, and I even saw in the comments where everybody was excited about it, but there are those that are just, But, for me, I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed the first Moana film, and it's going to be interesting to see what Moana 2 has in store, as long as it has a good story. That's what's important, especially when it comes to animated films, having sequels. Just always try their very best to give us a good story and so on. That's what's important. Yeah, and we not only did we get a teaser, but the first concept art piece, I want to say, yeah, of what Moana 2 is going to look like, and with a lot of characters out in the ocean. And speaking of characters, because as I record this, because I saw this not long ago before I recorded this, where I saw an article where it's not been confirmed that Dwayne Johnson and what's-her-face, the voice of Moana, it's not been confirmed, that they're coming back. But I'm like, well, I have no doubt they're gonna come back. Besides, clearly they recorded their lines/dialogue for the sequel, and the animation by now is nearly complete. Clearly, because, they were working on this sequel without any of us knowing about it. They were keeping this top secret until now. They finally made this public and announcing to all of us that we're getting a sequel. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I am to assume as to what's been happening with, Moana 2, because they've clearly have been working on it. They got the actors coming in to record their lines and such by now, and of course, no doubt about it, the movie is near complete and to be released later this year. So, I'm sure as though that, yeah, very soon we're going to get announcements on who is going to be a part of this movie. I mean, that's another thing, because sometimes when it comes to, movies being filmed, they wouldn't make announcements on who has been cast in the movie while they're filming it. Like, they'll be announced, like, in the next couple of months, and so, I can think of, say, the live-action How to Train Your Dragon film, because they've been filming it, and clearly, because before they made the announcements on who was going to be playing those characters in the live-action version, they've been cast, and, from time to time, and, in the later months, they would announce them, carefully, and not, immediately announce them all into one, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I have no doubt that, if not all of the original voiced cast members of the first Moana film will come back, and, very soon, probably in the next couple months or so, we'll get, a full-blown trailer for Moana 2. And, not to mention, because we are getting the live-action Moana film, to think that, before that comes out, we're getting a sequel to the animated version of Moana. That's crazy. Well, I mean, that's just how they're doing it, so, yeah. But overall, I'm looking forward to when Moana 2 comes out. I can't wait. And no doubt about it, because I'll do a reaction, to the Moana 2 trailer. So, yeah. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about, movies that, were announced and now they finally got year dates, when they're finally coming out. So, so, first off, Zootopia 2, Frozen 3, and Toy Story 5. Next year, we'll be getting Zootopia 2, and then the year next, Toy Story 5 and Frozen 3. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. No doubt about it, because, it depends. Like, maybe very later on this year, we may get a teaser for Zootopia 2, and then next year, we'll get a full-blown trailer and such. Something Zootopia 2 is gonna have to come out, sometime very later this year, no doubt about it. But I've always been asking for a Zootopia 2. I am one of those people that have been asking for a Zootopia 2, because an animated film like Zootopia, that story can continue. I mean, we did get, Zootopia Plus, but the thing is, that show took place right down smack in the middle of the first Zootopia film, from beginning to end. And now with that done, and as of now, we're getting a Zootopia 2, well, it's just gonna continue from there on, like, it taking place after the first film and the mini-series. Yeah. It's hard to tell what they're gonna have in store for Zootopia 2. Hey, if like Rich Moore is involved and attached to the sequel, that's good. But yeah, no doubt about it, we're gonna get the returning appearances of Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and a couple of other characters, like, if not all of the characters who we saw in the first film, whom we've come to know and love, like, say, Flash, 100-Yard Dash, Mr. Big, Chief Bogo. Need I go on? Just, yeah. I can't wait for Zootopia 2, because the first Zootopia film is, if not one of my top favorite Disney animated feature films. I really enjoyed the first film, its storytelling, the characters, the animation, and ever since the first Zootopia film came out, no doubt about it that we would one day get a sequel, and thus we are. So I can't wait. Toy Story 5. Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to Toy Story 5. And again, because I did a video talking about Toy Story 5, as well as, Zootopia 2 and Frozen 3. So, but yeah, on Toy Story 5, I remember hearing about this, and if any of you have heard about it too, that, Pete Docter, made a statement about, what to expect so far for Toy Story 5, that, I think, like, they have something planned up their sleeves for Toy Story 5. Not to mention, I think Andrew Stanton is going to be involved in this. Like, he was one of the original writers on the first Toy Story. So, basically, and to put it at this, one of the original writers of, I think, the first Toy Story film, and I'm pretty sure Toy Story 3, I have to go back and look, but, someone who was involved in the previous Toy Story films will be back to work on Toy Story 5. And again, I am to assume that it is Andrew Stanton. I could have sworn I saw his name somewhere, but I'll have to go back and look. It is hard to tell what Toy Story 5 is going to have in store. I mean, again, hopefully, it will turn out good. I mean, that's the thing, as long as the story for Toy Story 5 is promising. And how people felt on the last Toy Story film, Toy Story 4, well, I mean, it was kind of a mixed bag. I mean, for me personally, I didn't think it was god-awful. I thought it was really good, but there were a few things that just, I won't deny it, because, yeah, some things that I just felt like, why did they do this, and so on. But, yeah. It is nice to see that, we are going to get the returning, toy characters like Woody, Buzz, and, well, I mean, they're probably going to find a way, because we don't know yet, like, how is Woody, going to, reunite with Buzz and the rest of the toy gang and such now that he's with Bo Peep. But they'll probably have something in store for how that's going to happen and so on. And if there's a possibility, I know that there's been a lot of people speculating that maybe in Toy Story 5, Andy could come back. But we don't know yet, and we don't know what Pixar is going to do for Toy Story 5. We'll just have to wait and see. It's their movie, so, we'll have to be patient on that. Okay, so Toy Story 5 out of the way, Frozen 3 and Frozen 4, because, yeah, we're getting 2 more, Frozen films, and so far, from what we've heard, it's gonna be a 2-parter, and that'll be pretty interesting. Maybe it'll go this for me. I was thinking of this, maybe and possibly, if it would go the same routes as like what the 2 Pirates of the Caribbean films were like, Dead Man's Chest and At World's End. They were basically a 2-parter. They were connected. So if they were to do something like that, and, well, the same goes for Avengers Infinity War / Endgame, or, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Parts 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a pretty good idea. Because I tell you, not only are the Frozen films musicals, but a lot of intenseful moments happening, especially in Frozen 2. You know what I'm saying? It's true. I tell you, because what was going on in Frozen 2, wow, just unbelievable. And for whatever is going to happen in Frozen's 3 and 4, well, as long as they turn out pretty good, and if they definitely came up with a pretty cool idea for what can happen in the next two Frozen films. Yeah, but overall, still, we'll have to wait and see when Frozen 3 and Frozen 4 are upon us. And I have a feeling because Frozen 3 is to come out in 2026, then that means, well, the following year, 2027, is when Frozen 4 will come out. God. But yeah, overall, I'm looking forward to see what Frozen's 3 and 4 have in store. And, again, because it seems as though that it's going to be a 2-parter, according to a producer of Frozen. Like, that's what I read, and that's what the producer says. So, okay, like, again, let's see what you have in store for Frozen's 3 and 4, Disney. Come on, this is Frozen we're talking about. Okay, so next, yes, 2 new upcoming Star Wars films that are apparently, and I read this, they're apparently to come out the same year, in 2026, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and the one Star Wars movie that centers on Rey. So apparently, they're supposed to come out in 1 year. Like, that would be awesome if that is official. If we're going to get 2 Star Wars movies out in 1 year. This has never happened before in the history of Star Wars movies. But hey, why not let that happen? That would be nice, and that'd be epic. I mean, come on. The same thing, like, Marvel has done the same thing, God knows how many times. I mean, but, that's different, so if you get what I'm saying. But again, like, it would be nice if that were to officially happen, have 2 Star Wars movies come out in 1 year. I am definitely down for it. Now, I previously talked about, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and as of now, we've got an official year date, when it's coming, as well as the one Star Wars film centering on Rey. New Jedi Order? I think that's the title, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But I'm down for both of them, and, say what you will, but hey, I've seen a lot of people, and I agree too, the characters that were in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, from Rey, Poe Dameron, Finn, Kylo Ren, General Hux, they were great characters, but, if they could have been in a much better Star Wars sequel trilogy. I hate to say that, but, I can't help but not deny that, how many people feel on the sequel trilogy. And again, I have seen this, people have given good compliments on the characters that were in the sequel trilogy, but the thing is, and I can tell, that, they were just in a crappy sequel trilogy. If the sequel trilogy could have been a lot better. And it seemed like it was for a while, that the sequel trilogy could have been good, because look, The Force Awakens, Episode 7, that was good. I remember when it first came out, that everybody was praising it. And then when Episodes 8 and 9 came out, well, they were giving those 2 films a hard time, and they were now giving The Force Awakens a hard time too? What happened? Like I said, I remember distinctly, and of course I was there, that when The Force Awakens came out, everybody was praising it. I mean, yes, you could say that, well, because for what Rian Johnson did and wrote in The Last Jedi, it probably and possibly might have screwed things up for what they were considering to happen in The Rise of Skywalker, and, well, they had to follow what was written in The Last Jedi. You know what I mean? So that's my speculation and my guess, and I could be right. But yeah, it's nice to see that we're gonna see Daisy Ridley, return as Rey, and, Rey's gonna get her own movie, basically. And, well, to see that Rey is going to start a new order of Jedi, the next generation of Jedi and so on, and to, bring back, like, I guess, the Jedi Academy. Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. And I do remember hearing a while back that there were rumors speculating that it was gonna be canceled, but that turned out to be false. It's not being canceled. So, okay, I just hope that, this new Star Wars movie centering on Rey, I hope that it turns out good, okay? I mean, I think we all do. I can't be the only one thinking of that, because I'm sure we all want to see this be good, and golly, even Daisy Ridley a while back came out, how she feels, I guess, on the sequel trilogy, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, but overall, I'm looking forward to it, as well as the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And by the way, because that temporary title, clearly it has to be a temporary title. That can't be the official title. Even my dad is kind of just, like, he hopes that that's not gonna be the official title. Probably not. I mean, I think it's just a temporary title, like, we know what this movie is going to be, and who is going, what the Star Wars movie is going to focus on. It's going to focus on The Mandalorian, Din Djarin, and Grogu. Yeah. So I have no doubt about it that it's going to have a really cool epic title. Yeah. But I'm still looking forward to the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Again, I talked about it recently in a different video because, well, a big major loss for The Mandalorian and for the upcoming movie, well, is Carl Weathers. Again, no doubt about it that Carl Weathers was going to be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And yeah, Jon Favreau clearly by now would have, written Carl Weathers' character in the script and for the movie. But chances of Greef Karga being in the movie are completely lost. So it's really a shame. I just hope that they can pull through this, and and as of now, find a way to clearly mention and give a tribute to Greef Karga. Clearly, as of now, they're going to have his character die off screen and so on. Yeah, something like that is bound to happen. We'll just have to wait and see. No doubt about it that Jon Favreau has something exciting planned for the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and because it's going to be a movie, well, clearly, it's going to have a big budget now. I mean, come on, the budget for the Mandalorian series itself is really good. Like, when you watch the show and how amazing it looks. But for The Mandalorian now having a movie, it'll probably be much better. But I'm sure they're probably still going to use the technology that they use for the Mandalorian series. But, with a bigger budget, yeah, there's going to be lots of, even better visual effects and stuff like that. But still, how the Mandalorian series looks, you get my point. So, okay. So with that out of the way, the two upcoming Star Wars films, what's in store for the MCU? Because as of now, we're only getting one MCU movie out this year, and that being Deadpool 3. Yeah, because it's hard to believe that we're just getting one MCU movie. And if I remember correctly, because, yeah, this isn't the first time that this has happened, just having one MCU movie out in 1 year, because, in 2012, we only got one MCU movie, that being The Avengers. That was the only one released. So I think it's the first time in the MCU since 2012 where there's just been one MCU movie. And yeah. And after that, Deadpool 3 coming out next year, well, the MCU continues, I think, 3 movies will be out next year. Those being Captain America, New Order. I have to go back and look at the title because I can't remember as of right now. Because I recall that they changed the title. We're also getting Thunderbolts. What else are we getting? But yeah. So again, just one MCU movie coming out this year, and then the following year, the MCU continues with 2 or 3 movies out in 1 year. And I'm looking forward to what's coming up to the MCU, and hopefully, if, say, Young Avengers happens, and any other possibility of a Marvel film that people, including me, want to see, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. And as for the next Captain America film, and, this time, Sam / the Falcon is, to be the new Captain America, and this time we're getting the legendary Harrison Ford as General Ross, and the possibility that we're going to see Red Hawk on the big screen. Oh, just fantastic. I remember hearing and reading and seeing an article of Harrison Ford being asked about Red Hawk, and his response was, "What's a Red Hawk?" That's Harrison Ford for you. And of course he's not gonna say anything what to expect in the next Captain America film. Harrison Ford is obviously, knowing him, he's good at not, spoiling anything, especially when it came to the Star Wars movies. He gives a crap on saying anything about I'm just saying, if you know Harrison Ford. So, but yeah, overall, these new upcoming films, that Disney has installed from Disney themselves, the Disney Animation Studios, I should say, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, I could go on. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting now that we know when these movies are coming out. We got year dates, etc., some with release dates, like when they're coming out, in the months and so on. You get my point. So yeah, what about you guys? Like, are you excited for these new upcoming films? And now that we know when they're coming out, just, yeah, let me know. Leave comments and give this video a like, as always. So, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me giving my thoughts on the recent announcement of, when these upcoming films from Disney, Disney Animation Studios, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, yeah. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace out.